This is the Experience Pros Radio Show. Got an opinion or want to ask us a question? Email radio@experiencepros.com or message us on the Experience Pros Facebook page, and we'll interact with you live on the show.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Angel Tussey, Eric Raymer, empowering you to build your brand right here on the radio.
Empowering you to build your brand. You have one. We want to make sure that even more people have heard of you.
Wait a minute. I'm looking through the camera, and I think I see somebody who actually doubts that they have that ability.
Romper D and Romper Do.
Do you remember Romper Room? Wow. And it was Romper Stumper Bumper Boo. Yeah.
So you
tell me, do.
You
I do. I remember
than
that.
I do.
Yeah.
I think so often, when we think about building a successful business, creating more visibility, having this rock star status for our brand, there are moments when we feel like Superman.
Yep.
Right? We can do this. We've got this. We know we have the expertise. Everything has been building up to this. But then there are other times where a little self-doubt starts to creep in because maybe it's new. Maybe your confidence level is, wavers because we're humans, right? Because we're human beings.
Well, if that's the case, I mean, if self-doubt does creep in, we have 2 words for you. And you don't have to take notes on this. It's just 2 words. You probably can memorize this. Are you ready?
Stop it. Right? We heard that from, what was his name? Bill.
No. Now you got me going.
What's the guy? Anyways.
I'll find him.
There's a video out there.
Yeah.
It's super cute, but he talks about self-doubt. Everybody, it's a very human response. Bob Newhart. Didn't I say Bob?
Yeah.
Self-doubt, very human response to the challenges that life throws at you, but it doesn't have to beat you up and it doesn't have to keep you from reaching your goals. Here's a couple of tips for defeating doubt and also directing your energy toward more productive ways of thinking.
Let's make a profitable business. Number 1, you're not alone. You are not alone. You're not the first person to ever have doubts. You're not going to be the last person to ever have doubts. And if you think that you are all by yourself, you cut off the great rest of humanity that wants to assist you.
Yeah. And there's a whole bunch of people out there that can relate to you as well. Now, stop worrying about what other people are thinking. Yeah. I think a lot of times I'm going to raise my hand and raise it up high, worry about, how other people are feeling, what they are thinking, if they're happy with this, if they're not happy with that. And we can't be we can't stay in that space of trying to manage other people's perception of you.
And don't benchmark your accomplishments against their highlight reels, right? That makes no difference. Number 3, get right to it. Set your goals. I mean, get them out there, get them on writing. It's such an important piece to write down your goals so that you will actually intend to achieve them. You can talk about them till you're blue in the face. You can even type them. It's not the same.
It is not the same. And, let's talk about some, immediate goals. Yes, it's nice to have that big long-term vision, but today, get out of bed, right? It might, make these phone calls, do these activities so that you can actually see success and write it down. This is why I like to write things down and check it off. It's that checking off that says, okay, I'm actually accomplishing something here today. I need that reminder because I know I can just be busy and go, well, what did I do? I don't know, but I was busy. But by looking at my list and saying, okay, these are the things that I got done, I feel more accomplished. And if the things that are on that list are actually things moving me closer to my bigger goal,
right? So much the better.
Even better. Number 4 is to remind yourself of your prior successes. So when the uncertainty is moving in, right? It's setting up shop. It's pitching a tent. Instead of dwelling on the negatives, reflect on all the times that you actually got it.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
You did it. You achieved it.
And there are so many times like that. Separate yourself from negative people and pessimistic voices who sit there and say, you can't do that, or why should you, or who are you to achieve those things? You got to cut those things out and put on the Bose noise canceling headphones.
I know yesterday Sally Wurr was in the studio talking about her brand new book, Succeed with Purpose. And she says, there are sometimes you've got those people that are pulling you down and they're super negative. She says, you've got to evict them. Well, tip number 5 here is surround yourself with the right people.
Makes such a difference.
Keep the people who encourage you close, seek out their feedback on a regular basis, and distance yourself from those who are pessimistic toward you, toward your business. They just kind of plant that seed of doubt. Less time with them, more time with the encouragers.
Absolutely. The next step is to be selective. And in Psychology Today, psychologist Leslie Becker Phelps said, paying more attention to positive feedback than negative responses will make a shift in your disposition. Take time each day to remember accomplishments, even the small ones, and actively choose to view the world in a positive way. That's one of the things that you do by choosing to tune into the Experience Pros radio show. We is positive business talk. We is.
Okay. So sometimes you have to look for alternative interpretations of situations that didn't turn out the way you wanted. So think about this. If you were to look back at a situation and it didn't turn out the way you wanted, but you can see how it turned out and how the alternative turned out, and it wasn't so bad, right? Nothing bad really happened. And sometimes we even have to remind ourselves of that. We can get ourselves in kind of a funk, or get even bigger than a funk, upset and angry. And we have to remind ourselves, nothing bad happened.
Right.
You know, and so nothing changed, nothing bad happened. Your world isn't caving in around you. It's just because something changed, it didn't turn out the way you wanted, or maybe it didn't meet your expectations. I think it's just one of my mantras that I have to remind myself, nothing bad happened and I can move forward.
Yeah. Don't hinge your personal identity to instant success. By the way, instant success is kind of one of those, what do you just add water? Or do you add blood, sweat, tears, and 10 years?
Blood, sweat, tears, and 10 years.
Right. That's
like
your
that.
instant success, because an overnight success takes 10 years to get to. You can have a positive identity without it being tied to the steps that require time and fertility to make success.
Here's a sure way to waste time is by beating yourself up and choosing to feel miserable.
Right.
Maybe you just need to forgive yourself. Give yourself permission to move on. Kind of draw a line in the sand and say that was yesterday. And from where I go from here is my all new choices, all new decisions.
Right.
Right. You are not a tree. You can move. Right. You have, it's there for you. Whatever it is that you really want, it is there for you, regardless of what yesterday held. And you don't have to keep reliving it. And because it's not going to change it. It was yesterday or it was in the past. And the more you relive it, the more you keep it present, the more you need to forgive yourself so you can move on.
Words of wisdom there. Absolutely. Thank you. Might let you do CPR after all. We'll be back after these messages. You're listening to Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. This is CPR for your business, and we'll be back after these messages.